Hi, it's me JD and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about Thanksgiving cards. Thanksgiving is a perfect day to send out a handmade card. Number one, because it is literally the day of giving thanks. So all those thank you stamps and dies that you've accumulated but haven't used, it's now time to get them out. And number two, there's bound to be a loved one or a friend that you're not able to see during this holiday, so sending them a handmade greeting card is a perfect way to express your gratitude. Before we begin, be sure to hit the subscribe button below, as well as give this video a big thumbs up if you like what you see. Now, onto the card making. This first Thanksgiving card starts off with some ink blending and a stencil. Using my ink pad, I'm going to add the first base layer of ink on my card front, just to speed things up and quickly cover it up. Then I'll lay this stencil over top, which reminds me of a sunflower, so that's why I'm using it here. I'll attach it to the back with some painter's tape, and then I'll proceed to get my fingers really inky. I'm using distressed oxide inks and some Bristol papers to get this blend as smooth as possible. I'm going back and forth between the layers to help get a better blend and build up the color to really deepen it. And now my favorite part of using a stencil or a mask is the peel reveal. Ooh, peel reveal, I like that. That's trademark now. Property of It's Me JD, thank you. After setting this bad boy aside to dry for a little bit, I'm going to die cut the word thankful and its shadow from this die set. And I'm going over to add some of my favorite adhesive to that and marvel at my inky fingers. I also heat emboss a sub-sentiment just because, well, I just thought it needed a sub-sentiment. Why do we do the things we do? I don't know. Next, I'll add it here. No, here. Yep, on top for sure. I could have used some foam tape, but I really wanted to keep this card as simple as possible. Or so I thought. See, at first I started by adding a few gems in the middle of my sunflower stencil, and then, well, I kind of went overboard. I couldn't help myself, alright? They were so pretty. I'm going to adhere these last few gems, and this card is complete. The subscribers that have been here before know that I love me a good shaker card. So we're going to make a pumpkin spice latte shaker card, even though I don't like pumpkin spice. Or all this ink on my fingers, still. I really don't care for pumpkin spice. I don't know why so many people like it. It's not appealing to me, like, at all. See, I don't really like anything pumpkin. Pumpkin pie, pumpkin spice latte, nope. Don't know her. Pumpkin seeds, maybe if I'm in the mood. So it makes perfect sense that I would make a card that says, "You're the pumpkin spice in my latte." You've caught me. I'm a card making fraud. On the inside of the card, I'll just write, "Not really," or "Just kidding," and then it'll be fine. I've got all my pieces ready to go. Now I'm adding some double-sided tape to my card front. Then I will peel the backing off of all this tape. Then lay my piece of acetate right over the back of my card front, so it creates a nice shaker window. After that, I'll get out some foam tape. I like to double up on my foam tape because I like my shakers to shake. To help save on supplies, I'll cut this piece in half, so now I have double the amount I need. And then I'll take one strip and then kind of manipulate it around my circle, just so it creates a reservoir for all of my shaker sequins. And I'm thinking hopefully I make it all the way around without having to get more, and I do, thank goodness. I'll just trim off the excess that's hanging off of the card front and then dust it with some anti-static powder. Now I'm adding the rest of that doubled up foam tape to help create an even layer for my card front when I attach it to my note card. This is so it doesn't make your card look all wonky when you send it through the mail. I've got some sequins from the dollar store that I'm going to use for my shaker. I'm going to add different shades of Thanksgiving because that's literally what it looks like, just different shades of fall and Thanksgiving in this sequin set. And some sequins are trying to escape. Oh no, you don't. Then I'll peel off the backing of the foam tape of the card front and layer that over. Now I'm just making sure that my shaker can shake. Now I'm going to add some double-sided tape to my little mug, as well as my little, what do you call that? Oh, the actual pumpkin spice. Hello, duh. And then I'll pop up my sentiment with some foam tape and adhere it right across the center of my shaker card. And this card is finished, fabulous, even though it has pumpkin spice. Now, if you're wondering why my fingers got so inky after some ink blending, well, it's because I made a mess. No, I used the excess from that ink blending to do some ink smooshing with the leftover ink on my craft mat. And so I'm just adding some more ink to the craft mat, spritzing it with water, and then putting my card front down on it to help cover it up with some really cool looking effects and colors. I wanted to create the effect of a really organic, like fall leaf looking thing. Although it did get kind of muddy. You're really supposed to heat it up between layers, but oh well, I didn't. It still came out cool. Next, I'll use this really fun leaf die set from Concord & Ninth to cut into some craft cardstock. I'm going to create a window without the outline first. I'm going to pop out all of the excess pieces, and then I go to die cut a circle from that really fun, ink smooshed cardstock I used from earlier, and that's what happened. Thankfully, this is a really easy technique to replicate and hide any mistakes, so I just ink smooshed some more to cover all that up, and it's like it never even happened. Even though you guys saw it happen like 10 seconds ago. Okay, moving on. So next, I'm going to trace a line, perpendicular lines on the back of this circle to find the center. Then I'm going to use my pokey tool to poke a hole through it. I'll do the same for another die cut circle. The circle can be any size as long as it's smaller than your spinning circle. And I'll push a brad through the back side so the prongs are on the front side of the pretty side. Does that all make sense? Side, zippity side, yeah. I'll add some foam squares to the little circle on the back side. Then I'll get out another card panel, which will be my back card panel. And after I peel off the backing of the foam squares, I'm gonna put my card front on top to get the placement of it. And then I'll place the whole thing on my new card panel to get the right position of my spinning wheel. And on my card front, I'll die cut a little notch so people will know where to spin the card using their finger. And then I'll add a whole bunch of foam squares to the rest of my panel just to make sure that my card is pretty even when it goes through the mail. And then after peeling off all the backing, I'll place my card front on top. I never do it right because there's that extra sliver of white cardstock on the right there, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it for now. And then I'll go back to that same leaf die set and cut out the outline leaf part. I had enough inks on my craft mat to make 2 different panels, so that's where this outline piece came from. And I'll adhere that with some glue, wipe off any excess, and make sure my wheel works, and it's so cool. Oh my god, look at it. And then using the remnants of that cardstock, that same cardstock, I'm going to die cut out my sentiment. I'm using my favorite paper trimmer to make sure all of my sides of the sentiment are straight. I'm just using some scissors to cut off any excess to make sure it fits, and then I'll add some glue to the back of my sentiment. I decided to attach a white strip to the back of these pieces just to help coordinate that white corner as well as the sliver of white cardstock on the right. In this case, I've decided to incorporate my mistake instead of cutting it off or hiding it. Now I'll attach my sentiment strips with some more adhesive, and then I realized I needed something in that corner as well, so I got out an arrow die set from Lawn Fawn from the actual reveal wheel die, and that really pulls this whole Thanksgiving card together. I noticed that I didn't pop out that remaining piece of this leaf die cut, so I just did that really quickly, and I'd added more glue to help seal that in. And now I'm playing with my reveal wheel because it's just so cool, and that card is finished. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you and your family, your friends, your loved ones have a very happy Thanksgiving.